The Nightbeat starts right now.
A country praying for Damar Hamlin. A full stadium brought to a hush as a player collapses on the field and is rushed to a local hospital. This was a Monday night like no other. We're continuing to monitor the latest out of Cincinnati and the condition of that player, Damar Hamlin. If something changes in his situation, we will, of course, give you updates. As a matter of fact, Greg Simmons is standing by just minutes away. But we begin tonight with the new year starting on high alert for the Uvalde School District. A stranger reported on one of the elementary school campuses today, prompting a large law enforcement response. Very understandable, with the concern coming months after the shooting at Robb Elementary. Lee Waldman live in the newsroom now. Lee, classes for Uvalde School District haven't even started yet. Today's a district holiday, so those campuses should have been empty.
Exactly, Steve. Police came in, and aside from a teacher, no one was found anywhere on Dalton Elementary School campus. Just 2 weeks ago, the district gave a wrap-up of safety and security changes they've made over these past 7 months. 79 security cameras have been added to Dalton Elementary. The campus has 6-foot-tall, non-scalable fencing. Doors have been replaced, but still, parents are on edge, especially with this report today.
Just sick to my stomach.
Heavy police presence on the ground and in the sky at Dalton Elementary after it was reported that a man dressed in black with a backpack was on campus.
We wanted to make sure that all classrooms, all restrooms, and portable buildings that are on scene were searched and to ensure that no one was hiding in any of those rooms.
No one was found. Uvalde Police Chief Daniel Rodriguez says they also found no sign the school was broken into.
Any call that has come in after post May 24th, we take them serious, and we're going to investigate as much as we can until we can't anymore.
That reassurance does little to help Brett Cross feel better after losing Uzziah Garcia more than 7 months ago.
We relive this over and over because of instances like this. Now it takes us right back to that day. And so it's extremely scary.
Cross's daughter was set to attend Dalton after the Christmas break ends Wednesday. Now his family is holding off.
She can take some marks on her attendance for all I care, because I would rather have her here than in case something happens. After losing my son, I don't feel like any of my kids are protected at school now, no matter what's done.
We got a statement from Uvalde CISD. It reads in part, quote, upon review of camera footage, the individual was walking outside the fence and had left the property's perimeter before the authorities arrived. The individual was not seen on camera footage on campus or entering a classroom, unquote. Both the district and Uvalde police chief encourage anyone who sees something suspicious to say something immediately. Steve.
Now to a Nightbeat update. A case of murder leading to an arrest 2 days into the new year. San Antonio police say 38-year-old Aaron Lee, this guy, accused of killing his ex-girlfriend last Friday. Police arrested him today just before noon. His bond at $300,000. Along with that murder charge, he's facing a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's because he's also accused of shooting a man twice in the back. Police say the victim, Ashley Jones, and her friend were in a car parked on San Gabriel when Aaron Lee allegedly pulled up and started shooting. Jones and her friend were able to drive to a nearby hospital. Jones was pronounced dead shortly afterward. And now to that devastating and emotional moment unfolding right before our eyes live on Monday Night Football tonight after a player collapsed, was clearly in distress and needed immediate medical attention. Bills player Damar Hamlin rushed to the hospital during tonight's game. As he fights for his life, the Buffalo Bills Cincinnati Bengals football game has been postponed after the tragic incident occurred in the first quarter. With more on this unprecedented moment in NFL history, let's check in with our Greg Simmons.
I can't remember anything like this ever, not just on Monday Night Football, but anywhere in the NFL. So dire of a moment, and there was no question this game could not go on anymore, right? You could tell by the look on the faces of the players for both teams how critical this situation was as it unfolded shortly before 8 p.m. San Antonio time. We were in the first quarter of the regular season showdown between the Bills and the Bengals, and Hamlin made what looked to be a routine tackle, taking a helmet to his chest, but then stood up for a few seconds before he collapsed on his back. Team and medical personnel rushed to his aid. was clear this was a life-threatening moment as first responders immediately began CPR on the 24-year-old safety. As players kneeled and prayed, Hamlin was taken off the field in an ambulance. Players retired to their respective locker rooms to decide what they would do next. Obviously, their concerns for their teammate and fellow NFL player outweighed the continuation of this game after both Bills head coach Sean McDermott and Bengals head coach Zach Taylor visited with someone on the phone outside of the Bills locker room. The postponement was announced by the league shortly after 9. NFL released a statement and said in total, tonight's Buffalo Bills-Cincinnati Bengals game has been postponed after Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announced Hamlin received immediate medical attention on the field by team and independent medical staff and local paramedics. He was then transported to a local hospital where he is in critical condition. Our thoughts are with Damar and the Buffalo Bills. We will provide more information as it becomes available. The NFL has been in constant communication with the NFL Players Association, which is in agreement with postponing the game. There has been no discussion as to when the game will be resumed, not with Damar Hamlin's life hanging in the balance. More coming up in sports.
All right, Greg, and of course, as I said earlier, if there's anything that changes in that situation, we will bring it to you during this newscast. By the way, the weather also developing tonight. There was concern it may be severe weather in the state of Texas. It's been warm and humid at the start of the year here. Also appears there will be at least some relief from the mugginess. Let's define some.
Yeah.
Meteorologist Sarah Spivey tracking a cool front as it's moving through south central Texas. Sarah.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, there was a concern for parts of northeast Texas tonight for some severe weather, all ahead of this cold front. Now, as you can see, that really has not been the case for northeast Texas anymore, which is good news for the Lone Star State. Still, this is a very dynamic system producing a lot of snowfall across the central plains and the northern tier. Right now, the tornado threat exists for northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas. Here in San Antonio, though, the biggest impact we're going to see from this cold front is much drier air moving in place that will make things feel pretty pleasant. So tonight, that cool front will move in after midnight. It may bring an isolated shower or two, but again, really the big impact will be the low humidity tomorrow and slightly cooler than the 82 we saw today. This week, we'll have chilly mornings and comfortable afternoons. It'll be one of those weeks where you're going to want to dress in layers. I'll tell you how chilly those mornings will be coming up in a bit. Steve.
Thank you, Sarah. You know, our city is known for its official and unofficial fireworks show. I want to show you some video right now. This is David Pequeño. He shared a different view of the fireworks during the New Year's celebrations in San Antonio. A drone with Avid Season Productions captured all the fireworks near the Tower of America, as well as the neighborhoods behind the Alamo Dome. They're putting on a show of their own. A similar sight could be seen in other communities across San Antonio. Take a look at what Mac Jones captured 32 floors above the ground at the Grand Hyatt San Antonio Riverwalk. He says he could see the same sights play out all around him. Fireworks are illegal in the city, apparently in name only. His video, along with many others, being shared on social media. I think it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, some substituted a firecracker for a firearm pointed at the sky. That's what one San Antonio family believes happened when they found a bullet lodged in their ceiling during the New Year's celebrations. They actually had to cut the bullet out and then give it to investigators. Adam Hansen says the drywall debris on the ground led him to look up, and that's when he actually found that bullet. His family is thankful no one was hurt, but Hansen wants to send a message to gun owners tonight.
Don't be stupid with a firearm. Be responsible, right? Don't make other gun owners look bad. As expensive as ammo is, you think that he would use fireworks over ammo, especially the Lord's round being the .45?
Hansen has filed a report with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Investigators plan to take a closer look at the bullet and try and find out its owner. Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. More than 60,000 people lined up to pay their respects to the late Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI today. The late Pope's body will lie in state at St. Peter's Basilica. The Vatican has 2 more days of viewings scheduled for tomorrow and Wednesday. On Thursday, a funeral will take place led by his successor, Pope Francis. A small set of AirPods led to a big bust in San Antonio. The burglary victim able to track those signals from those pods sent to his iPhone. He also ended up coming face to face with an armed suspect.
As I got closer to him, I saw that he was reaching for something in his pocket, and it turned out to be it looked like a small caliber gun.
Luckily, he safely tackled that suspect and held him until police arrived. The victims say the teen was sleeping in an SUV with a group of other suspects. Police took 4 teenagers into custody. A 5th suspect got away in that SUV. Officers say they did manage to recover other property stolen from a string of car break-ins. And tomorrow, the sentencing for ex-Bexar County Constable Michelle Barrientos Vela continues 4 months after she was found guilty on tampering charges. She faces anywhere from 2 years probation to 10 years in prison. We're going to be live streaming the hearing on our website, KSAT.com, and on our KSAT YouTube channel starting at 10 in the morning. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. There's still ahead to come, though, on the Nightbeat tonight. A new year may not mean much for the rising costs of food, the increase being predicted, and what experts want you to grocery shop online instead, why they want you to shop online. And San Antonio's skyline is unique. Now, one building that's been here for nearly a century set to undergo a transformation. The change is expected at the Tower Life building, and what will remain the same? That's coming up next, right here on the Nightbeat. You know, you don't see many 8-sided buildings anymore, but there it is, 31 stories high, downtown's iconic Tower Life building. After more than 90 years, it is on the verge of a multi-million-dollar transformation. That transformation will happen with the help of Bexar County and its partners, Alamo Capital Advisors, developer Ed Cross, and the McCombs family. Jesse DeGriato says the new year will be a busy one, ahead of work that starts at the Tower Life in 2024.
It's been the signature of our skyline for as long as I can remember.
The Tower Life building will continue to be, since it's on the National Register of Historic Places. It's under the watchful eyes of the National Park Service and the Texas Historical Commission.
The exterior facade is historic, and we are going to protect it.
The interior will become a mixed-use residential building. Real estate investor and developer John Wiegand says a restaurant will overlook the Riverwalk on the ground floor of what used to be a 6-story Sears and Roebuck.
We don't have department stores like that anymore.
While vacant floors like this one will have 234 apartments. Those on the upper level will have a view of the city. Wiegand says half will be renting below market rate.
We think an important part of community is a blend of careers and backgrounds and ages.
Where once the renowned architect Atlee B. Ayers officed in the building he designed, so did a future president, General Dwight D. Eisenhower.
His headquarters were in this building.
And criminal defense attorney Jerry Goldstein has been here since he graduated from law school.
So I've been doing this for 55 years. And this is the only office I've ever known.
Every landmark has a story. The Tower Life building is no different.
We have an amazing repository of history in this building.
This isn't just a doorknob. What I'm holding is literally a piece of history. A doorknob of solid brass with its original insignia as the Smith-Young Tower. An example of the Tower Life building's architectural detail and beauty, undertaken by Wiegand and his partners.
You don't feel like the owner. You feel like the steward for the next generation.
Jesse DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
Really is a beautiful building. Well, the new year has money on many people's mind. Unfortunately, when it comes to grocery shopping, prices will likely keep going up. That's according to the USDA's Food Price Outlook. They expect food to cost between 3.5% and 4.5% more this year. If you're hoping to save money, experts suggest making a grocery list and ordering online to avoid temptations at the store. There may also be another benefit to online shopping.
But it also allows you to compare pricing very easily because it puts all similar food categories together.
Experts also suggest using a loyalty app and buying generic over brand names to try to save money. All right, we talked about a cold front coming through, or maybe a less humid front would also be nice. Here's Sarah.
I like that, Steve. I think it's more of a less humid, cool front than a cold front necessarily. We're not going to be experiencing really cold weather for at least the next 7 to 10 days here in San Antonio. But at least we're not going to be in the 80s like we were today. Here's a look at the almanac for the day. Yeah, we got up to 82 degrees for the high temperature. That is well above average by nearly 20 degrees. A very warm start to the year, not only here in San Antonio, but take a look at these temperatures. Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, it got up to 90 degrees earlier today. Got up to 84 in New Braunfels, 88 in Del Rio, and the upper 70s in the Hill Country. Here's a look at the weather setup right now. It's quiet around south central Texas, but near Houston there are some showers. Houston is on the tail end of this really dynamic low pressure system moving eastward across the United States, bringing with it snow and, yes, even severe weather to parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, and the Mississippi River Valley. These red boxes you see here are tornado watch boxes. Risk for tornado exists through the overnight hours. And again, Houston is really on the tail end of the rain. Here in San Antonio, you're going to be lucky if you see a shower overnight. It's possible, but really the big impact from this cold front is going to be the dry air moving in behind it. It's still pretty humid around San Antonio as we speak right now with dew points in the 60s, but watch what happens overnight tonight with that front moving through. Our dew points fall from the 60s into the 30s, which is at the bottom of our scale here. 30-degree dew points is chapstick weather. You're going to need to break out the chapstick again tomorrow. And again, there is a small 20% chance for an isolated shower. You can see that the best chances are east of San Antonio towards Seguin, Gonzales, Cuero, and the like through early tomorrow morning. But here in San Antonio as a whole, we're going to stay dry for the most part, and tomorrow should be a mostly sunny and pretty pleasant day. Now, it's still going to be warm, but it's not going to be 82 degrees and muggy warm out there. As you look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, waking up tomorrow right around 57. If you need a light sweater, go for it. But by noon, you won't need it because it'll be 70 degrees around noon. In the afternoon, 75 for the high. Also, I want to note those winds are going to be pretty breezy from the northwest at 10 to 15. A northwesterly wind will often kick up the mountain cedar for us, so keep that in mind too. Forecast highs in your neighborhood: 78 in Pleasanton, 78 in Cotulla, 75 in Gonzales, 75 in Canyon Lake, 73 in Kerrville, and 75 in Del Rio. With that drier air moving into place, our morning lows are going to get a little chilly. By Wednesday morning, we're going to be in the 40s, and we'll stay with temperatures in the 40s in the morning hours through Friday. But again, those temperatures will rebound in the afternoon, so you won't need the jacket all day long. As we look ahead to the potential for rain, it doesn't look great, but I am eyeing Sunday for the chance for at least isolated to widely scattered showers, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. All right, let's check in on the very latest with the Buffalo Bills player injured during Monday Night Football. Critical condition was the last report on Damar Hamlin.
And let's stay with that for right now. His agent is going to provide us an update here that sounds somewhat encouraging.
That's good.
But I have to emphasize he is still critical condition, fighting for his life. When we come back, we're talking about the life-threatening moment. We have lost a legend.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
As of right now, Damar Hamlin is in critical condition at Level 1 Trauma Hospital in Cincinnati after the 24-year-old safety collapsed in the first quarter of tonight's Buffalo Bills-Cincinnati Bengals Monday Night Football game. His agent, Jordan Rudy, tweeting out his vitals are back to normal and he's been placed on breathing tube while more tests are being run, but we emphasize he's in critical condition. It was 7:55 San Antonio time when Hamlin took a helmet to his chest, making what appeared to be a routine tackle. In fact, he stood up for a moment before collapsing. Medical personnel, both team and independent paramedics, rushed to his aid, performing CPR as quickly as possible. Players were emotional as they watched their efforts to revive their teammate and fellow NFL player. After Hamlin was transported to the hospital by ambulance, players retreated to their respective locker rooms, where after consulting with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, the decision was made to postpone the game just over an hour after the incident occurred. Right now, we are all praying for the best possible outcome. The Dallas Cowboys have a chance to win the NFC East in the last week of the regular season, but in order to do so, several things have to happen. First, the Cowboys have to beat the Commanders in Washington. They will need for the Eagles, who are expecting Jalen Hurts to play this weekend, to lose to the New York Giants. And if that's not enough, Dak Prescott has to protect the ball better if the Cowboys are going to have much success in the postseason. In the win over the Titans last Thursday, Prescott threw 2 more interceptions than the 27-13 victory. That gives Prescott a career high in interceptions with 14. And remember, he missed 5 games with a fractured thumb he picked up in the season opener against Tampa Bay. His previous high came in 2017 with 13, but that was at nearly 500 pass attempts compared to just 357 this year.
It's frustrating, but there's nothing I can do about it the same sense. So, I mean, yeah, it might be frustrating, but by the time that I'd say a minute after I've sat down on the sideline, I've got it out of my head. I've said my words I needed to say to myself and just have moved on at that point. So, yeah, it is frustrating, as I said. Whether it's off your guy's hands or whether I throw it behind the receiver and he makes the play and the cornerback makes the play, they're all frustrating, and somehow or another they've got to stop.
All right, the game will kick off Sunday at 3:25. Our San Antonio Spurs kick off a 2-game road trip to the Big Apple with a game against the surging Nets. Devin Vassell back in the line tonight after missing the last 2 games with the left knee soreness. First quarter, Jakob Poeltl finds Jeremy Sohan cutting the basket for the layup, counted plus the foul. He hit the free throw to make it an 8-7 game. Brooklyn responds with a 7-0 run. Kevin Durant nails a jumper through contact. 3-point play makes it 15-7 Brooklyn. Vassell tries to keep it close with the 3 ball, but San Antonio trails 37-25 after 1. The Nets pull away in the second quarter off the miss. Kyrie Irving gets up for the putback slam dunk. That gets Brooklyn crowd on their feet. San Antonio never really makes this a game at all, and they fall 139-109. Next up, a couple of days off before they play the Knicks in the Garden Wednesday at 6:30. Former Texas and South San baseball coaching legend Cliff Gustafson has passed away. That's according to the University of Texas. That's after he led the Longhorns to 2 national championships and 22 conference titles during his 29 seasons at the helm. Before that, wearing the burnt orange, Gustafson was a head coach of South San High School, where he led the Bobcats to 7 state 3A titles in 10 years. Cliff Gustafson leaves us at the age of 91. Incredible drama in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Number 10 USC led number 16 Tulane 45-37 with 4 minutes left. Mario Williams fumbles a kickoff out of the bounds there, 1 yard line. 2 plays later, Austin Jones tackled in the end zone, resulting in a safety. Green Wave now down 45-39. They get possession of the ball as a result. After converting multiple 4th downs, Michael Pratt finds Alex Bauman for a diving grab in the end zone with 9 seconds left. Now, it was ruled incomplete at first, but upon further review, USA defender helps keep the ball off the ground. The call is overturned to a touchdown. Tulane stuns USC 46-45. Mississippi State with a heartfelt tribute to the late head coach Mike Leach before the ReliaQuest Bowl game against Illinois. From a pregame flag to helmet decals, and the Bulldogs found a way to win it. Will Rogers tied the game at 10 with an 8-yard touchdown pass to Justin Robinson in the 4th quarter. Massimo Biscardi kicked the go-ahead field goal with 4 seconds left. Mississippi State added a fumble return touchdown on the final play of the game, and they win it 19-10. And of course, all of our thoughts and prayers right now are with Damar Hamlin as he fights for his life. One local cardiologist did text me to say could be known as a commotion carditis, which is a condition caused by blunt force trauma to the center of the chest that disrupts the heartbeat. But that is his opinion, not the diagnosis right now.
Right. Could be a number of things.
Could be a number of things, yes.
Thank you, Greg. We'll be right back.
The front is going to be moving through here in the next couple of hours. You may notice a little fog out there before it moves through. Stray showers possible, but generally the good thing is we're going to have low humidity over the coming days. That means chilly mornings, comfortable afternoons, and even over the weekend, you know, we're not going to be too much cooler on Sunday when we have a small chance for rain, about 65 for the high.
Thank you, Sarah. That's a good looking forecast.
It is.
GMSA at 4:30 in the morning.